Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
So this week, you know me, okay, I get enough messages and people that I run into in a number of different places. It's November through the end of January. My mind, and for my family included, friends, co-workers, whoever, this time of year, my mind is just completely locked in on trying to figure out water, wind, barometric pressure, where am I going to launch, where am I going to pull out? I mean, all these different things that we have to take into consideration when we're trying to play a game called chasing waterfowl. And it changes every single day. So from sun up to sundown, even when I'm actively hunting, I'm standing there, I'm looking at my phone, trying to figure, okay, what's the water going to do tomorrow? What direction? And then looking at radar, seeing if I might be able to see birds migrating. That's a little insider thing. But at the very least, it was a decent week. I got out 4 times this week. Things worked out really well because of the way the water conditions were. Depending on the areas that you're spending your time, this is where the catch-22 came in. Okay, and the catch-22 would be that when you get a lot of water in the area, what do the birds do? They spread out. And that's what happened. At least that's what I think happened. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I was out there pretty much every day. And it went from a lot of birds around, and then gradually as the week progressed, less and less birds around. And I would not have expected, I would not say that they just all decided that, you know what, let's migrate south. It might not be, it's the middle of November, let's just get out of here and head down to California. I don't believe that happened. I think ultimately, at least in the 100 square mile area that I'm spending my time in, they spread out and went to different areas where they can now go, because there's actually some sheet water in a number of different places that there just wasn't just a week or two ago. Now that looks like that's going to change. We'll find out from Carly in just a little bit. A lot of that water in small ponds and lakes, that's all going to recede. Birds are going to have to go back to either bigger bodies of water, rivers, small streams, whatever it might be. They're going to have to condense down. Again, it might take a few days. So depending on where you get to spend your time, that's at least what I saw. Could be different for yourself, but I'd like to use it as an excuse, but I still was successful. A couple of photos that I took this week I just can't show, but I can show a couple. Nice limit here, and anytime, all week this week was all boat stuff. Doesn't matter how low or how high up I went or where I was, it was all boat work, and that's what I like, because I'm getting old, and I don't like having to carry decoys everywhere I go. But there's a nice limit here. The pintails are really starting to come together. That one there had the nicest tail yet of the year, about 2.5 inches long. But started to see a few more mallards, and then things kind of not fell apart, but kind of changed up a little bit. It's almost, again, I think things just spread out. I think they just started to get into different areas, started to see more pintail, more widgeon, and not necessarily more gadwall, but I was willing to take them because there were fewer mallards. I think we had some widgeon that kind of came in off the coast because of the winds that are over there, and I do believe that the mallards just ultimately spread out into some of the areas that they can get to now. Some of the photos, you can go ahead and kill that one. Hide that back there. Hide it. Go ahead, get it off. Get that off. Okay, thank you. If you know, you know. It's just that simple. But a couple of photos I couldn't show you, success photos, just showed too much of where I was. So I apologize for that. But overall, decent week. It looks like things are going to wind down for now, though. This upcoming week doesn't look as promising as it was before. But let's take a look at the river levels. This will give you an idea why I say that. Some of the fishing reports this week have just been very, very sporadic, if any. Worth sharing at all. You can see that the big river is absolutely starting to work its way down. I'm looking down trying to find out where are you talking about? Everything is starting to drop out, and we're going to get back to where we were just a couple of weeks ago when we're back into the 1s and 2s based on the tides on the big river itself. So everything's dropping out, which is good for some fishing opportunities, especially along the coast. Let's take a look at some of the smaller rivers, and you'll see that these rivers are starting to fall. This is my home river, the Clack. It is going to be. If it's not perfect now, yes, there's not a lot in there to be chasing around, but you need to keep track of what the river's doing. So if you get motivated, you want to get out there a little bit early, try to find that early winter steelhead out there, late silver that is in the system, for no question. There's still chromers that are in there, just not very many of them. But with these conditions, you know, you can kind of keep tabs on what's going on. In another month from now, literally from now, we're going to be talking about go, go, go. It's perfect conditions. You got to keep track of the systems that you like to spend your time on. And then, of course, taking a look along the coast, still a bunch of water, but things are dropping and becoming very, very fishy by the end of the week on everything up and down the coast. So if some of these river systems that you spend your time on are still open, going past the 1st of December because for whatever reason, and nobody's been able to really kind of tell me a real reason why they're closing the rivers down the 1st of December along the north coast in particular, you're going to be getting into some very fishy conditions here after what we've had. The rivers are going to be cleaned out. There shouldn't be any leaves and stuff like that out there. These big windstorms that we've had should have cleared all that out. Yeah, certainly. I'm sidetracked now because I'm looking at these kids and I'm like, maybe I should spend a day or two trying something else. It's so hard this time of year. But if you want to get something free, send my buddy Jason over at Procure an email, jason@procure.com, and he will pick a winner every Monday morning, and you will be notified Monday morning if you are the winner. You do need to enter each and every week if you wish to win that prize pack, and that is something that you will be using in a very short period of time. But let's check in with Carly. This past week, again, you pretty much nailed it. Things didn't quite come in as heavy as the rain was considered for us, but it went a little bit north. What can we expect this upcoming week?
Yes, predictions about, the rainfall were a little bit overblown, I will admit. However, this weekend and this upcoming week, predictions for rain are altogether light, and we're expecting those predictions to hold up. But let's take a look at temperatures for right now. Today's temperatures are looking pretty average for this time of year. In Portland, sitting right around 52 degrees. Same story over on the coast, and mid to upper 40s over in eastern Oregon. They will see a bit of a wintry mix, though none of that is really expected to stick there. Now today, this morning especially, we'll have some chances for some light rain here and there that should mostly clear up by the afternoon hours and give way to some sun breaks and clouds. Later this evening, that's when we'll get some more rainfall, as well as tomorrow evening as well. But during the daylight hours, tomorrow and on Monday, things will look pretty similar. We'll have 2 days in a row with just some cloud cover, chances for some light rains, and some moments of sun breaks as well. So not too difficult of a forecast to remember, but the exciting part, well, exciting for some of us, if you like sunshine, is that Tuesday through Friday, things are looking mostly dry. Now, of course, we see some of those temperatures dropping a little bit as we see a cooling trend there, a little bit unseasonably cool, in fact, but it's going to be rather nice, just to have a bit of a moment of sunshine for the holiday after all this rainfall that we've been seeing.
All right, I'll give you that. It's a holiday. Let's have some nice weather. We've got family and friends coming. It's better traveling conditions.
Exactly.
But when it gets to Sunday, can we please get back to the rain, snow, hail, rain kind of stuff?
Well, check back next weekend. We'll keep you posted.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Thank you, Carly, as always. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, there you go. Now you know what's going on for this upcoming week when you're talking about weather. I think Carly is correct. It's okay. This is not going to be great for what I'm doing right now, but it'll be great for people's travels, right? It's a darn good thing. All right, we're going to cut the break. When we come back, I've got Tim Silva from Tack Rig here in the studio. This is a local Sherwood company. I love these kinds of stories. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, Because We Fish, by Hawken Fishing, Perfection in Fishing Gear, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.